All right, boys and girls, welcome back to Drive Through. A little help with a very complex topic, and that would be complex numbers, okay? I just want you to think about complex numbers as existing on a new axis. So this, instead of being the x-axis, we will now refer to as the real axis, okay? And then instead of considering this to be the y-axis, we will now consider this the imaginary axis. Now, before you get all upset and like refuse to try to learn this, you do this all the time. So like maybe if you're evaluating a person, like whether or not you like this person, maybe there's like a hot axis and like a cool axis, and you are trying to find maybe someone that's super cool, or maybe someone that's super hot, or maybe someone that's super hot and super cool. So you change your axes all the time, but in math it becomes a little bit weirder because we're so used to x and y. Okay, so this is the other thing. This is, you could kind of consider this like -4, 8 I, you know? It's just telling you go left 4 and then go up 8. So this point right here is the point -4 plus 8I. Does that make sense? On the imaginary real axis. Now, absolute value pretty much remains its same definition. Do you happen to know the definition of absolute value, Carson? It's okay if you don't, because most people don't.
Not exactly, but I understand.
Most people think the absolute value is telling you pop out a positive number.
No.
And on the number line, that is what it does. There you go, Carson. The absolute value is the distance that something is from 0. And even on the real imaginary line, there is a 0, and that's where it's at. So we are just going to get our Pythagorean to find the absolute value, okay? So to find the length of that black shaded segment, this is 4 in terms of measurement. This is 8 in terms of measurement. And the hypotenuse is going to be the square root of 4 squared plus 8 squared. Square root of 80. What perfect square goes into 80, Carson? 10's not a perfect square. 4 works, but there's a bigger one. How about 16 and 5? I wouldn't expect everyone to be able to get that, but that's the fastest way. And how do we simplify 16 times 5? Well, the square root of 16 is, so we'll write it as 4 radical 5. So that is the absolute value, and this is the plot. I hope that helps. Well, boom!